So guys, so today was so today was a pretty busy day. Woke up woke up in the morning, went to the clinic, did my shit, and stayed at school in the afternoon just so I could do more work. Um, I've realized how much time I have left until graduation, and today we got an email which says that we need to start writing our CV for and send them to the employers, future employers, and that kind of freaks me out a little because now it's like you're going to the big wide world, and you will no longer have any support from your tutors or anyone who has more experience. It's kind of scary when you're first moving out there, but you know, I know that kind of scary. I know how scary that could be, which is why I love traveling. You know, traveling kind of expands your horizon, as I say, but also expands your own comfort zone. I remember when I first went to Melbourne, I was meeting up with this guy from this online seduction community, and it was kind of weird. Like, what if he's really weird and he asks for money and shit? But I've seen his writing on the forum, and he seems like a very normal guy, a guy who has a job, who just doesn't party too much, and he seems pretty cool. So I have to thank him for, be my guide in Melbourne, because otherwise I would have been really scared trying to go my own way when I first arrived in Melbourne. But I've done it before. I've done it in Sydney, even though in Sydney I had my brother over there, so I wasn't really completely alone. But when I was in Singapore, no, I had friends in Singapore too. Fuck. I've never really traveled to a country where I'm completely alone, where I absolutely don't know anyone. But I think I could do it. Uh, it's just a matter of figuring out the logistics and what to do when you're there. And that requires a lot of research that you need to do beforehand, and you can't really just wing it as you get there. Of course, if you've been to that country but you've never been to the other city, then I guess you could kind of survive on the knowledge of the previous city, but don't depend on it. Still do research. I figure that research is very important when you're traveling. What will make it easier though is actually to have friends in that country. So if you have any questions, you can just ask them instead of spending hours trying to figure out what to do when you're lost, blah blah blah. And if you actually get lost, you have someone you can count on, which is why I think I'm putting off backpacking in Europe, because Europe is such a big, dangerous place. I mean, I'm a guy, I don't really have to worry about human trafficking and human prostitutes and all that shit. But I figure you could still get in trouble if you're a guy, especially if you go to countries like, Iraq. I know that's not really in Europe, but it's pretty close. Or Paris. They have recent attacks where ISIS just boom blow up. You know, big tourist attraction. It's funny how they still haven't blown up the Eiffel Tower, but they did kill a lot of people 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, I know some people go to North Korea, and I don't really understand why you would go to that country that is potentially crazy, and they could accuse you of anything. They could incriminate you with anything. I mean, this was this white guy, white like frat boy, who went to Korea, and he took down one of the banners, and he was trying to steal those banners, like posters, and he got caught on camera, and he was sentenced to 15 years or 10 years of hard labor, and that's fucking hard. I mean, that's probably the worst thing that could ever happen to you. And he was still young as well. So, and I saw the speech he was giving at the press conference in North Korea, just saying how much of a mistake he made and how it's basically something they wrote for him to read out loud. And in the end, he was really crying hard. He really wanted to go home. And I could feel that guy's pain, like you made such a small, silly mistake and you're paying such a huge price for it. But I think, it's hard. It's easy for me to say this now. Like, you could take this as a lesson and, become more mature and shit. But when you're actually in his situation, it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard to do. It's fucking hard to think that there's some lesson out of this when it's probably like pure bad luck. Of course, like, you made the decision to go to North Korea. You have to kind of be responsible for your own safety and getting out of there. So it was his own fault as well. Oh well, there's like 2 or 3 Americans who are being imprisoned in North Korea. And I would not fuck around in North Korea. On the surface, the other day I read a very ignorant comment on Facebook where people would say, North Korea seems so peaceful. How come we hate them so much? But what they don't realize is that North Korea, they have concentration camps, like hard labor camps where they work people eating more than 12 hours per day, and they give them little food or even no food at all, and they'll separate their mother and their kids and all that shit. And there was this guy who escaped from North Korea, and he was telling the media or the psychiatrist that he betrayed his own mother in order to get a full meal. And at that time, he was born in the camp, and he had little contact with his mother. That's why he didn't really feel any empathy towards his mother. Understandable if you're in his situation, but he's very regretful that he did that, because he wondered what would happen if his mom is still alive and all that. But of course, I bet he's very harsh on himself. I bet that's gonna traumatize you for the rest of your life. Kind of. But anyway, back to today's pickup, chatting up girls. I spent the whole day at school. When I finished, it stopped raining, so I figured that I was gonna go home and just call it a day. But the girl walked past like, fuck it, just do it. I haven't really talked to anyone in the past 2 days. So I talked to her, we have fun, and she told me she does the same thing too. She likes to talk to strangers and compliment them. I was like, damn, this girl is awesome. So I kept talking, and at one point, she becomes kind of quiet. I got a sense of vibe that why I feel like my intent was clear, but I figured that I need to make it more clear because she was wondering why I was there. Anyway, in the end, she said that we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun just teasing and kind of bullshitting, just fucking around, making up bullshit, and realize things don't have to be that serious all the time or logical all the time when you're answering people's question. You can fuck around with the answers a lot, but of course not in a professional work situation. But anyway, at a supermarket, talk to another girl. This thing is start to feel like something I do every day. It's not a fucking big deal anymore, and that's why I love this so much. And on my way home, chat with another girl who I apparently had already talked to 2 months ago, but I forgot all about her. Anyway, figured she'd be a cool friend that I could do arts with. She's very into painting and shit. So we grabbed number and just friends because she already has a boyfriend, which I don't mind friends only girls now because we're coming from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Like, if you're not gonna be my friend, I guess see you later. Wait, if you're not gonna be my fuck buddy or girlfriend, see you later. It doesn't really work like that. Of course, there are certain situations where you kind of have to let it go because you have strong feelings for her, and that's fine too. It's fine for both party. But anyway, that's it for today.